With the Bathurst International as well, let's take you to your commentators. Cars on track, race start not too far away. Cam Vanderduggen is in there, and alongside him, we're delighted to welcome a new member to our team. We're not quite sure, Cam, whether he's a distant member of the Baldwin acting family. James Baldwin alongside you. Take it away, guys.
Yeah, it's great to introduce you. James Baldwin is probably the only time I'll refer to you by your official name. To us in commentary, your nickname is Buttons, but for the world out there, James Baldwin, welcome to the Shannon Speed Series and welcome to the Precision National Sports Sedans. A wonderful category, high horsepower, a bit of grip out there, bit of aero, and a lot of different types of cars.
Thank you, Cam. It is a pleasure to be here to talk about what is one of my favourite categories here in Australia. And what fantastic motorsport we've already seen so far today at the Bend. As you well know, Cam, we have a good mix of cars on track. Starting, of course, with Jeff Taunton, who managed to put it in P1 for Mark Cars Australia, alongside, of course, the very well-known in Australia, Tommy Randall for Castrol Racing.
Yeah, Peter Ingram was an absolute force down in Tasmania in his RX-7. Nice rotary-powered one there. Beautiful car. Kim Barwick out of 4th. Stephen Lacey in 5th. Brad Sheriff in 6th. Graham Gilliland also in another rotor. He's back there in 7th. Ryan Humphrey, Steve Tomasi and Ashley Jarvis make out the first 5 rows of this grid. We look back to John Crossing, Matthew Ingram, brother of Peter, Michael Robinson, he's a Victorian out of 13th, and Mark Duggan with the last car to start in position number 14. So we've got a Mark GT SS on pole position, a Saab in 2nd, a Mazda in 3rd, a Skyline R32 in 4th. What more could you ask for?
What a beautiful shot this is, Cam. Look at these fantastic looking cars. I mean, if you're a car person in this country, it is probably you're going to be able to find something that you absolutely love on track today. Fantastic, of course, to see Tommy Randall in the Saab here for the first time in Precision National Sports Sedans for this season. And he will be, of course, wanting to try and get out of that second place as quickly as he can. But, of course, he'll also be looking behind him that rotary engine Mazda.
It's beautiful. No, look, it's the first time we believe a rotary engine, rotary powered car has won a sports sedan race that we can see on record. And it was a great job by the New South Welshman. And look, he'll be hoping to bring that form in here. But really, if you look at qualifying trim, the battle is on right at the front. Tom Randall starting in 2nd. I thought he would have been dominant after we lost Jordan Caruso yesterday. But Jeff Taunton in that Mark entry, it is such a fast car. It is a beautiful looking car. But Tom Randall will be looking to take it up to him early. Only 1/10 or just shy of 2/10 of a second the gap at the end of qualifying between those two cars.
Already potentially a bit of a problem.
Yeah, look, this is what happens in this category. The 30 years Humphrey from West Australia, a long way to come for Ryan Humphrey, who is now pulled off to the side of the track. One of the challenges of sports sedan cars is they can be highly strung, extremely temperamental. They are space frame mostly. There are some that are built up from road cars, but these days, if you want to be in national sports sedans, it's very similar, you'd say, to Trans Am in that it's a bit of a space frame, panels hung on them, high horsepower, and as much grip as you can try and find as they get themselves side by side. I think the West Aussie's been able to pull it off the track to a safe location. Race Control will have the final call on that, and if they need to retrieve him, they will. But our race now will be a rolling start. It's in the hands of your pole sitter in the beautiful green Mark GT SS, driven by Jeff Taunton, the Queenslander, up against Tom Randall, the Victorian. Then we've got New South Wales, Peter Ingram, and Tasmanian, Kim Barwick. Great to have so many from around the country in the top 4 spots.
And so many different cars, types, of course, as you've already mentioned, Cam. As we head down the main straight now, Tommy Randall alongside Jeff, who is going to be on the inside for this first run down the main straight here at the Bend. And we are racing National Sports Sedans at the Bend. Looked like a fantastic start from Tommy Randall. In the middle, though, a Mazda 3 wide as we come into the first corner. That Mazda has absolutely done it. Peter Ingram well in front. Tommy Randall around the outside. If he can hold it, get squeezed a little bit. And a problem there for the Skyline, who is unfortunately dumped many places, Cam, but otherwise a fantastic start from that rotary-powered Mazda.
Yeah, Kim Barwick dropped back a couple of spots there, unfortunately for him, but the 20B triple rotor of Peter Ingram jumps to the lead off the start. He'll be hunted down by Jeff Taunton there in second. Battle getting a bit willing. Remember, there's not much room to breathe on the West Circuit here at Tailem Bend. And there will be battles raging throughout. Your race leader, Peter Ingram, and Jeff Taunton now starting to duke it out. The gap was massive in qualifying. Peter Ingram was 3 seconds off the pace of Jeff Taunton. But that race start, incredible.
Perfect. He managed probably to get those tyres into the right window at the right time. And already there seems to be a gap building at the front here, Cam. Of course, let's not forget, Peter Ingram had a fantastic time out in Tassie, qualified second, but finished all 3 races in first. So unsurprising, although he qualified in third for this round, that he managed to put it into first very, very early on.
So this is a horsepower battle now down the main straight. As we call safety car, I'm seeing on our timing monitors. No, I haven't seen any flags out at the moment. This may be a challenge we've seen earlier as well. No, the safety car board's now out in hand. I'm seeing the flag waving from the starters rostrum. So we are now in the hands of the safety car. Peter Ingram was breathing because Jeff Taunton was coming and was looking to put a move on. Is this another move down into turn 1, the 34? There of crossing, and unfortunately Kim Barwick, we saw him have that moment earlier on. He's off the track. The Tasmanian made his way here to Tailem Bend, and his race 1 will end relatively early for him as safety car has been deployed. Ingram, Taunton, Randall, Sheriff, your top 4, with Lacey and Tomasi 5th and 6th.
Barwick, of course, qualifying pretty well here. Started in 4th. Had that sort of push, I suppose, wide through the turn 1 complex. And probably would have been trying to fight his way back sooner rather than later because he's almost out of position in that skyline.
Yeah, one of the challenges well for a lot of these drivers yesterday's conditions here at the Bend were horrific. There was a lot of rain about. We've woken up with beautiful blue skies and sun. So I hope you're enjoying it from wherever you are on 7+. Race Tailem Bend. It's the 4th round of the Sedans Speed Series, which has been enjoyable all year long. The clock continues to count down. And for those of you joining us in New Zealand, where there is a massive amount of rotor heads, yet again, a 20B leads a sports sedan race. I think he'll be very happy with the safety car. This is where he's picked up the action down there, the Hyundai safety car. They wait down there, and it had been deployed for quite some time. It looks like we've had, 2 races, 2 safety car interventions. We're going 100% at the moment, batting 1,000, James Baldwin. Gives us the time to breathe, though.
We'll hopefully be able to get underway, unlike the previous round, which I'm sure everyone will be very glad about there, and brilliant volunteers here at Tailem Bend for Motorsport Australia doing a great job, of course. And if you're interested in becoming part of the action for Motorsport Australia, it doesn't matter where you live across this country, fantastic racing all around. You can get involved.
You can. Just like me, I'm a member of a car club. I'm actually a member of a few of them that are all Motorsport Australia members.
You even arrived in a Rotary today.
I did, right. You weren't supposed to give that away. I think, let's be honest, I think those that know my love for the rotor are probably aware that I'm a bit of a fan that a 20B is leading this one, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be biased towards them, because we can see the Tasmanian of Barwick now back out on track in his Skyline, and he'll be back underway. So great job to all of our Motorsport Australia officials. But I'm pretty excited to see the battle of Tom Randall and Jeff Taunton, which we saw in qualifying. I said it earlier on here today when Jordan Caruso was out of this event, I thought it was going to be Tom Randall by how far. And right now he finds himself in 3rd with 9 minutes 50 remaining in this race.
And whilst frustrating a little bit for Ingram, fantastic for us watching on 7+ as well, wherever you are, as we bunch the field up behind the safety car.
Yeah, we can see Ashley Jarvis with his Monaro, the Queenslander, back in pit lane at the moment. Some work going on underway there. This is the 34 of John Crossing and his forward focus. So yes, there's even a forward focus out there as well. Such a wide range of cars here. I'm really impressed to see the Mark GT program, though. Those cars are immaculate. They are so fast. This is one of the great parts of sports sedan racing. There's a rich history of sports sedans in Australia, one of the premier classes through the 70s, and a great way to get into state-level motorsport as well. I would never call it entry-level. As safety car peels off, we're back in the hands of your leader, Peter Ingram, the New South Welshman. 20B powered, triple-roaded Mazda RX-7. This race is back underway, and Jeff Taunton's trying to stay alongside him. He has a look out, get a fresh gulp of air as Tom Randall sits in third. And he's putting massive pressure on Taunton. Look at the speed of the RX-7 out in front. He's gapped him a little bit again from Jeff Taunton, who's going to have to build himself into this race. 8 minutes 24 remaining, making our way through turn 1, 2 and 3. Peter Ingram, Jeff Taunton, Tom Randall and Brad Sheriff running in fourth. He's a decent mover there, up 2 spots as Lacey holds down 5th.
Taunton not wanting to let the go of the back of Ingram here. And Randall's dropped a little bit further than I thought he would off of the restart, as we've seen action already.
He's overcooked it at 6. Peter Ingram, that's allowed Jeff Taunton through. Tries to come back over, not able to get it done. So Taunton now your new race leader. It looks like Peter Ingram just outbraked himself down at turn number 6, and Tom Randall will be just out of shot. There he is. So we have a new race leader. 7 minutes 40 remaining in this one. And Ingram has gone from the lead to now fighting for second spot as Tom Randall looms large in the mirrors.
Here comes Tommy Randall now. Amazing how things can change in just one corner. Jeff Taunton almost had a bit of a wheel there coming out of the corner before that one, as he tries to get tyre temperature up again as we again come down the main straight of this brilliant circuit. The tail and bend and a pass on in the background. Again, the R34 Skyline taking the Mustang there. The other GTSS car, I should say. Oh, we've already seen today what can happen into turn 1.
Sheriff and Lacey duking it out through turn 1. Lacey has another look up at turn 3. The 78 of Lacey back through again on Sheriff, who's dropping right down because Tomasi, well, he's moved up 5 spots from the beginning of this race, and he's knocking on the door of a podium finish. Probably a bridge too far for him at the moment. But that battle we just saw was between Lacey and Sheriff, and that was over 5th spot in this race. And look at that, he's overcooked it down into turn 6 again, allowed Sheriff to have a look. But Lacey should be able to go on with it from here.
Battles everywhere you look. Precision National Sports Sedans here at Tail and Bend. Fantastic racing all up and down the grid. Tomasi, as you said, Cam, up 5 places. Had a pretty good weekend in Tasmania the previous round.
Holden Calibra driver, Steve Tomasi, has been racing in sports sedans for a very long time. This is your race leader, Jeff Taunton, in his Mark GT SS, under threat again now from the hard-charging Peter Ingram. Tom Randall had dropped back off them by over a second at one point, so might have had a bit of an issue there. As we watch closely the beautiful RX-7, when you see this car up close, Buttons, it is immaculate.
Sheriff and Lacey still fighting, it looked like, there on the timing screens going into the final corner into the main straight, as we continue to look at our race leader now, who will be trying to build as big a gap as possible to the Mazda behind of Ingram. Randall, as you said, still in shot, still in contention here, because we've seen already what can happen, Cam. It's people cooking it, coming into corners, depending on brake temperatures and tyre temperatures. With just over 5 minutes to go here at Tail and Bend.
A few drivers getting caught out at turn 6 already in the 2 categories we've been broadcasting on 7+ here at Race Tail and Bend. The top 3 starting to bunch up again with less than 5 minutes remaining in this race for the Precision National Sports Sedans. Loving that they're part of the Shannon Speed Series. And again, Taunton just quicker through 11 and 12. We'll see Peter Ingram catch up down this long main straight. And Tom Randall doesn't really have much to fight with at the moment as Steve Tomasi gets ever closer. So Ingram has a look down into turn 1. He sent it on Jeff Taunton. Taunton, if he can hang to the outside. Not able to do it. Peter Ingram will have the inside through turn 3. And now Tom Randall. Tom Randall, opportunistic. has able to get the move done on Jeff Taunton. And now our podium changes again. Peter Ingram, Tom Randall and Jeff Taunton.
He's been waiting. He's been waiting for an opportunity to do something just like that, Cam.
They've obviously seen a weakness in Taunton at the mid-corner that gave Ingram the confidence to send it up the inside. And if you can hold it through turn 2, you've got the inside run through turn 3.
And it's bringing Tomasi into the picture here.
Yeah, that Holden Calibra of Steve Tomasi out of Victoria. He's a staple of the Sports Sedans the Sports Sedans team down there as Jeff Taunton's trying to hold him out. Tomasi's looking likely for the final step on the podium. 3.5 minutes remaining. It's Ingram from Randall, and I don't think it's done at the front because Tom Randall set sail for the top spot as now Steve Tomasi ducks out very early on. He's got a horsepower advantage down the main straight. And Steve Tomasi should get the job done relatively cleanly down into turn 1 as Peter Ingram, there was a bit of a wiggle under brakes. Taunton able to hold on. Tomasi and his Calibra just couldn't stick it down into turn 1. He's so fast mid-corner compared to the Mark GTSS.
Having a look at the sector times of the previous lap there as well, Cam. Tommy Randall has been fastest in sector 3 almost every lap. So that final drive coming into the main straight might just be able to do it for him with...
Yeah, but Ingram's so much faster in a straight line. It's like he has to do it at turn 11 potentially. This is where he's going to get it done. Don't know if he's going to have it to go down to turn 1. Tomasi's got the pace in a straight line. Taunton seems to have the pace on exit of a corner. And again, this is why we love sports sedan racing. The strengths and weaknesses of different cars.
Tomasi getting big in the mirrors there.
That was the spot.
Oh!
That was turn 11. He's outcooked himself. As it's Peter Ingram is now all the way back in third and probably going to lose this to Steve Tomasi as Tom Randall now leads this motor race. So it was turn 11, but I thought it was going to be a pass. It was actually Peter Ingram just overcooking it like we saw earlier at turn 6, which allowed Taunton through. Taunton's now back into second place. Peter Ingram will fire it back at him. So and there is Tomasi. Tomasi into the back. Both of them just about spin. Peter Ingram's able to hold on to it. Tomasi into the back of Peter Ingram. Just when we thought it was settling down, 1.5 minutes remaining. The Victorian into the back of the New South Welshman. Calibra into the back of RX-7. Sounds like something that happened at a Westfield shopping centre, let alone Taylor Bend.
Let's have a look at this again. It's not the first time these two have collected each other in a set of corners, and he just lost out there, did Tomasi. Couldn't get it in the right direction. Did a good job, though, to spin it around quickly to get his Calibra pointing the right way.
So there's Peter Ingram. Third place. Looks like a lonely third place at the moment. He's led this race on a few occasions, as now we see Tom Randall cutting up the back markers. 51 seconds remaining. And Tom Randall, who sat third for the vast majority of this race, now controls with a good gap back to Jeff Taunton. The gap nearly 3 seconds at the moment. And then Peter Ingram in his RX-7, a distant third.
Taunton now has a back marker in between the top step of the podium. Tomasi's Holden Calibra pulled over to the side there after that contact. But look at this man, Thomas Randall. The first time we've seen him this year for Precision National Sports Sedans in the Castrol entry of this Saab that looks exceptionally mean. And he has played this very well, Cam. He's been waiting for an opportunity. He managed to get an opportunity, almost a sneaky overtake there with Taunton and Ingram, who have been at each other for the lead of this race for the majority of it. But Tommy Randall now has a commanding gap of over 3 seconds to Taunton behind him. Only a few more corners to go.
It's been a race of who could make the least mistakes. Tom Randall, he only had the one moment when he dropped off the back of the others. And the checkered flag flies. Tom Randall, he didn't do it easy, but he got it done. In sports sedans here at Taylor Bend, Jeff Taunton, he was in the action throughout, finishes second. And And we'll watch further back for the RX-7 of Peter Ingram, who was dominant early in this race and holds on to the final step on the podium.
What great action for Precision National Sports Sedans. Tommy Randall taking it out for Castrol Racing. Second, Jeff Taunton for Mark Cars Australia. Peter Ingram for Aussie Play in the Mazda in third. Stephen Lacey, fourth for Ladera Group and Real Dairy Australia in the Mark Car. Brad Sheriff in Race Tech Performance. Michael Robinson behind him. Graham Gilliland, Mark Duggan, John Crossing and Matthew Ingram. Is Stephen Tomasi pulling up to the side there in his Calibra. Kim Barwick in the Skyline. Ashley Jarvis and Ryan Humphrey.
Yeah,
what a race.
Ryan Humphrey didn't even take the start of that race. Let's look at the highlights now. And the front row of Jeff Taunton and Tom Randall got absolutely monstered off the start by Peter Ingram in his RX-7. He jumped them and got out to an easy early lead. And that was the moment early on for Kim Barwick, who had to be pulled out of it. We now saw what happened to the 44 of Ashley Jarvis. And on the restart, unfortunately for Peter Ingram, he just overcooked it down at turn 11. And then there were moves throughout the field. Jeff Taunton got into the lead for a while there, and there was action aplenty. And then Peter Ingram jumped Jeff Taunton down into turn 1, held on through turn 3, and got himself well into the lead. That was the moment, though, that Tom Randall used that hole to put his car up into second. And again, Peter Ingram overcooked it out on track, allowing Taunton through. Tom Randall had already gotten through, and he led from there out to see the checkered flag and take the first race for the Precision National Sports Sedans. Peter Ingram and Jeff Taunton just making a little bit of a hard work about it. But James, I really enjoyed the way Sports Sedans have started off, as Tom Randall, who made no mistakes in that race, as we expected, did such a great job in his entry. And we did expect him to win in his Saab. The challenge was he had to wait till a few other people blotted their copybooks, James. And looking forward to hearing from him shortly.
A fantastic first round for Thomas Randall, who was very pleased, of course, as he would be. And as you said, Cam, it was really about who could make the least number of mistakes.
Yeah, straight over to have a chat to Jeff Taunton there in second. Really enjoyed the battle for these top three in particular. Big hug there from Jeff Taunton to Tom Randall, and then they'll also have a chat to Peter Ingram when he gets out of his RX-7. There he is in the background, jumping out of the left-wheel drive. Triple rotor. There he is, the New South Welshman. We had a chat to him at Race Tasmania. He cleaned up. Just have a look at the back of his car. That's as a result of the contact from Steve Tomasi.
Some of it's still on the circuit, I think you'll find.
All right. We've been seeing them chat to each other. Let's head down to Sarah Burt.
Guys, down here with the winner, Thomas Randall. Tom, you're back here after 3 years away from this series. It must feel pretty good to come back firing.
Absolutely. What a race that was. Greg had an awesome start, and also Pete Ingram. I mean, his thing's got that much grunt, but obviously we sort of got him in the corners there. He was doing really well, and unfortunately had that off at the second last corner. But first time for him here. Just a great sports stand race, and got to thank Snow River Caravans, BP Ultimate, Castrol, HDF Fensai, Herzog Steel, DeVilbus. Everyone that's come on board for the weekend. I think we've got our work cut out for us tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so. And, I mean, we expected you to do really well in that race, but they didn't make it easy for you out there, did they?
No, definitely not. We haven't been on these Hancooks for like 5 years, and, they were probably a bit too low pressure at the start, and I was just wanting to get through the first few corners safely, but what a battle between us three. It was a lot of fun out there, so we all kept it clean, and I think you'll have a good interview with Greg, I reckon.
Thanks, Tom. We're going to head over to our second place, Jeff Taunton. Jeff, what a fantastic race that was. You did a pretty good overtaking on one of those turns over there. What happened?
Oh, I'm playing with the big boys and a little bit underpowered compared to them, but we're getting there. So we're improving all the time. So it's absolutely magnificent to race with Thomas this weekend. Absolutely brilliant. And Pete, with our pace-built cars, two pace-built cars on the podium is a really good thing. We're getting there. We're going to improve. We're going to run with the boys. It's good.
exciting weekend ahead. Thanks very much, Jeff. Over to our third place. I'm going to interrupt to chat with Tom. Sorry, guys. Third place, absolutely fantastic job. You were leading for a fair bit there, pre-safety car. What happened in that second turn?
Oh, I think just the pressure of having a pro supercar driver behind you, and I just made a mistake. Ran a little bit too deep into turn 11, ran off wide. Thankfully managed to get it back on track, but by then Jeff had got past me. And then I had a long run down the straight, tried to make a switchback pass on him, turn 4 I think it was, and I'm not sure, I'll have to talk to Steve, something happened there, but I got a bit of a tap from him and hope he's all right. I don't know, I'll talk to him later, but from then I just had to make sure I brought it home. But great fun race, that was awesome. Swapping places, it was great, good fun.
Thanks, Pete.